What's going on, brothers and sisters? Welcome back, 360 Nation. Rob Zorn, founder, iBass360.com. Special guest today, Mr. Russ Bailey, Brushpile Fishing, host, television extraordinaire. Excited to be down here this weekend at the Brushpile Media Camp. Russ, I just want to tell us a little bit about your background, your love of crappie fishing, and I guess your association with brushpile fishing.
I'll tell you what, I grew up in Ohio, and to be honest with you, I started out walleye fishing. I was
Okay.
a die-hard walleye guy. Me and a couple guys, every time we got off work, we was up on Lake Erie.
Okay.
Lived about 2 hours from there. And I'm a retired police officer. I got a job in St. Mary's, Ohio. Well, St. Mary's has Grand Lake, and it's a crappie lake. And one night, me and some of the cops, they said, "Hey, we're going crappie fishing after work. You want to go?" And I'll be honest with you, I'm thinking, yeah, whatever, man. But I got out on a boat with them. They're using this light tackle, these light rods. That night, that was it,
That was
man.
it. It's
I
game over.
said, I'm done. I started tournament fishing. I got into it hot and heavy,
You know, I
man.
can really relate to that because when I came down here 3 years ago, I didn't really understand the crappie and the thing behind it, and that's all I wanted to do when I went home was catch light tackle.
Yes.
It's definitely an extraordinary way to catch them, and it's so versatile too. There's so many ways to catch them. What do you guys spider rig them when you put 8 rods on the back of the
Oh,
boat and
yeah.
creep into the hole? I saw Corey today. He's a big planer boarder. You know, and then the jigging, crappie magnet makes great stuff. B&M Poles is a big sponsor as well.
Yes.
Um, I think it's what really drew you from, like, I found from the difference between, you said you come from the walleye world, coming from the bass world, coming into this collective. I really fell in love with the fellowship of the anglers that are involved in this whole collective here down at Brushpile. And I really look forward to these camps every year to see
Yes.
you guys because it's not really just friends, it turns into family.
It
You
is
know, it's a
family.
different thing. I mean, this week we brought down Mitch Metcalf from Due North Guide Service, who we're looking forward to doing something maybe in the future with. Bringing Brushpile to Pennsylvania
Heck
here
yeah.
hopefully soon. We're going to try to iron out all those details, but I told Mitch on the way down, I'm like, this is going to be an experience like you've never had before because just the people behind this and the fellowship that comes along with it is second to none. I mean,
Yes.
I almost don't want to do business in the bass fishing world because I've been spoiled hanging out with you guys all this time. So, um, you know, thank you for sitting down with us today,
Oh, I love it, man.
first and foremost. And tell us a little bit more about the Brush Pile Fishing Initiative. I know you guys do a great veterans tournament. Travis Mills, I believe, the gentleman's
Yes,
name
yes.
is. If you just want to touch a little bit on that kind of stuff and your community service outreach programs that you kind of work on.
Sure. We're lucky enough to know that we do have a platform out there where we've got some followers. And I'm an Air Force veteran myself, but never had any injuries or anything like that. But one of the things that I always want to do is help any of our veterans that we can. And if you don't know the background on Travis Mills, he's an Army vet, actually got both of his arms and his legs blown off. It would have been so easy to give up. He had just had a new baby, but he came home, and this man is a fighter from the word go. And folks, if you haven't heard, go to the Travis Mills Foundation, look that up, watch one of his speeches. When he starts talking about what happens, I mean, you'll get a lump on your throat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And by the time he's done, you're laughing so hard, you're crying. I mean, the man is amazing. So Preston Myers, the CEO, he said we've got to do something for our veterans. So 3 years ago, we started Travis Mills Foundation tournament, and it's crappie guys,
Yeah.
you know, and it didn't matter if you won, lost, or whatever. And we had a pretty good payout,
Yeah.
a couple grand to win, and
Down on Delaware Lake, right? Is that where it is?
Delaware Lake in Ohio,
Yes.
and we've been fortunate enough. We've raised $30,000 a year for the Travis Mills Foundation. And here's the thing: you talked about crappie fishermen, and we're family. We have never had anyone win money in that tournament, and they donated it back. Every
Yeah,
person
every time.
donated, and we don't ask them to
Yep.
do that. And it's not. I mean, there's no hesitation. And that's the kind of people we're
Yeah,
dealing with.
absolutely. From our collective with iBass, you know, we're very involved with community outreach and stuff like that. We're partnered with Pink Fishing out of Texas. We do a huge tournament. Our founder, Misty Schmidt, does a, she's our connection to Pink Fishing down there in Texas, and we do something in September every year that raises, $30,000, and
Awesome.
the winners always donate back, and the local community's behind it, and it continues to grow year after year after year. So if you guys out there are looking to get behind an awesome cause, check out Travis Mills Foundation.
Absolutely.
Check out what Brushpile is doing. You guys are already pretty aware of what iBass360 is always continuing to do. Let's talk about some products. Crappie Magnet's a big sponsor of you guys. B&M poles. Which you have your own rod series, the Russ Bailey series that we're hoping to get down to 230 West Germantown Pike, Norristown Pa. Really, hopefully here in the fall, we'll try to put that all together. I did meet Jack Wells, is I believe the president of B&M, right? I met him at ICAST 2 years ago. I'm looking forward to seeing them guys again this year at ICAST, and hopefully we can come together and continuing to bring crappie fishing up to the great state of Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
Because it is a species that's really overlooked, and it's such a fun way to catch them, like I said. What's your favorite trout magnet lure? What's your go-to?
So I'll normally use the crappie magnet, just the regular double tail. Everybody has favorite colors. Mine has been Glow Pop, which is a pink purple chartreuse together. But I'm going to tell you here lately, I've been using what they call their slab magnet, and it's in a color called Fast Lane with a pink head. Oddball combination, but it has been dynamite everywhere I go. And I've been using it, and I tell you what, maybe I'll let a little secret out here on your show.
We like secrets.
So Jeff Smith, the owner of Crappie Magnet.
Love Jeff.
He is a super guy. But we've been working on a new bait. I told him, I said, I want something a little bit smaller, but a certain way for finesse fishing when we have those cold fronts, especially in the north. And we went through like 2 or 3 prototypes this winter doing seminars on some of the bass tanks. First time I got to use it, and I had a big audience in front of me, so it was either going to fail or put it on there. Unbelievable. Yep. The fish would not let go. It's coming out soon. Awesome. So that's all I can say.
We'll be looking for it. You can definitely check that out at Sport Fishing Outlet too. I'm sure we'll have it. We carry every trout magnet and crappie magnet product at this point. We have the full range. I'm really in love with their new Poppin' Lock.
Oh yeah,
that thing is phenomenal. Bass fishing guys that throw the Ned rig definitely want to get one of those in your box. We shot a bunch of video with that thing this weekend. It's a quick release. If you get hung up on a tree, in and out, save yourself a couple of bucks. And
it's quick.
Yeah, it's very innovative product. It's about this big, fits right in your pocket, your shirt pocket. It's always available to you. Tell me more about your rod series. Tell me about what stands them aside from the other things in the class.
So, you were talking about Jack Wells, the president. I had an older TV show. The first TV show I had was called Midwest Crappie. Had no clue what I was doing. But it went for 8 years, and Jack was, B&M was the first sponsor I had, and he has been with me through all these years. And like I say, we're friends. Most of the sponsors I have, well, all the sponsors, we are true friends. I don't have contracts with guys. I've done this for years. And so Jack, one day we decided we're going to come out with my signature series, because I do a lot of not only dock shooting, but the older I got, I didn't like the bending over so much. I do a lot of bass guys. Okay, I'm always doing this.
Flip and pitch.
And I wanted a rod though. A lot of times I may have an area this big I need to get into, because I know nobody else has fished that because it's too hard to get into. But I don't want to sit and make 21 pitches and get one in there. So we designed the rod, had a couple prototypes, and it is, and I know I'm kind of prejudiced to it, but man, it's an awesome rod. Comes in an 8, 10.5 footer. The only problem I had in the first series, if I fished in a lot of rain, the eyelets, we had ceramic guides.
Okay.
And the line would get caught up. We went to all stainless steel. It's a new graphite, and
high quality components.
It is, and like I say, I know I'm kind of biased, but love it.
I got to fish with it today when I was out with Buzz for a little while. It was my first time getting a chance to use it, and I enjoyed it. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around the 14-foot poles. I come from the saltwater world. 14-foot surf rod, they're looking at OBX chunking clams off the beach. You come up to Jersey, you're talking 10-foot surf rods, 9-foot surf rods. Come out here, the vertically jig, I understand the concept. And it really, to me, it seemed like with the longer rods, you don't have to wait for the lure to get down as long because you got an extra 6 feet already coming off the top when you're flipping it out there. So it kind of compensates for the depth that you're trying to get to. Because the depths we were fishing this weekend were almost 35 feet. We were getting some of them fish. So, you know, that little jig takes a minute to get down there. So from my perspective, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe that length on that pole helps it get down there a little faster because it's coming off and the line is already there, opposed to coming off of a 5.6 or a 6.6 pole, you know, off the reel.
The other thing it does, and a perfect example is where we're at today. We were in anywhere from 14 up to shallow as about 6. But as you've seen, Dale Hollow, the water is so clear.
It's beautiful. It's like aqua blue color.
Yeah, and if you're vertical jigging, I don't want that 6-foot rod that's hanging right over the boat because those fish are spooked. But if I've got an 11-foot rod or a 14-foot rod, I can reach out there. You're way away from the boat. You can get them before that boat spooks them.
I know you've already taped a couple shows for the upcoming season of Brushpile. You were just recently in Florida, I believe, a couple of months back. You guys got a new cameraman that you're riding on the road with. I'm sure that's been fun to make some new memories with a new, you know, counterpart on the road. What's the schedule looking like for you guys now? Or you got some more episodes that you're talking about? Or
we're constantly taping. You know, we're here, of course, at Dale Hollow at our media camp. We're leaving again on Friday. We're heading down to Arkansas.
Oh, okay, nice.
Beaver Lake. We're going to do a show there. We've got several shows in the next couple months that we're going to be doing. Some in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Kentucky area. And you know, you talked about Pennsylvania. We did 2 shows there. One on Pymatoonie and one on Shenango, and both of those shows were great. So, man, I can't wait to get a little bit further east.
Yeah, let's come out to the east. Like I said, the population that we have around there is just fantastic. Even near me in New Jersey, we have great crappie fishing. It's just very overlooked because of all the other offerings there.
Everything else.
I'm a big proponent, and if you build it, they will come.
Yep.
You know, so moving forward, kind of just briefly wrapping up what this media camp has been all about. And the goals for Brushpile really in the next, 3 to 6 months, say like between now and ICAST, what are you guys looking to reach? What are you guys looking to,
One of the things that I think sets our show apart from a lot of fishing shows, and I think why we've lasted so long, instead of you seeing me every week saying there's a fish, crappie fishing, there's so many different techniques and patterns. And through my years of tournament fishing, I've made friends with some of the best people in the industry. So every week you're seeing a new guest on my show, and we're talking about why he's doing it. All I'm there is kind of to talk to him, and that's his half-hour show. We want to continue that. Of course, our shows are informational. And one of the things that we do, not just with products or techniques, but this is why we have these camps.
Yeah, the camps are fantastic.
Folks, and what the media camp is, we take some of the best outdoor writers in the country out. They get material for articles. The best sponsors we have. I just was on the boat for a couple hours today doing some stuff for Cornfield Fishing.
Yeah, great product there.
They've got new products out, and we want to get them to the people and that's one of the things when Preston, the CEO, started this. He said, all you have to do is host a show, and I said, the one thing I said, I can't promote anything I don't believe in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just like me.
We have the best products anywhere, and I'm convinced of that.
You guys are totally top notch when it comes to the world of crappie fishing, and just people, good people in general.
They are.
But the collective that's here this weekend is the who's who of the world of crappie fishing, and I'm so excited and honored to be able to be here and come back year after year after year. So I mean, Russ, I just wrap it up. I thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to you coming up to the great state of Pennsylvania again. I'm hoping to run back into you again. Before we leave, though, let's talk about the Brushpile Fishing app, because that's where they can look at all your previous shows and keep up to date on everything that Russ Bailey's got going on, what the Brushpile Fishing Collective has going on, as well as the charity initiatives that you guys get behind. You guys can download the Apple Store, Google Play, pretty much anywhere you can make a download. And just talk a little bit about what kind of stuff they're going to find inside of that app.
The app is super cool, and you don't have to be a crappie fisherman. You can be a bass guy or whatever. It's got so many features, and the most important thing, it's completely free. So no matter what phone you have, it's free. But the first thing that you'll see is our shows, and it's always the latest show is first. You have access to every show we've done. We're hitting close to 200 episodes now. You don't have to pay anything for them. Just pick the show you want, start watching it. One of my favorite features, I'm old school. I used to keep a hand log every day I went fishing. I put the weather conditions, where I was at, what I fished. You can do that all on this app now and save all your time. So next year, well, where was I last year at this time? Everything's there. Another great feature. Say you watch one of our shows and you think you're Pennsylvania, Mitch. Man, I'd like to go fish with that guy. You go to our guide section. It's going to have a bio of him. If you decide, man, I would like to fish, you can hook up with him right through our app. All of our sponsors are accessible. Written articles, everything's on that app.
Yeah, the app is fantastic, very user friendly, and lots of data in there to bring it all together for you. I know there's weather on there, there's tides, there's like you said, the guides that are underneath you. If you want to travel around, if you want to come down here and get out with Corey Thomas or David Jones,
sir, they're there.
Or you mentioned the products that are sponsored in the show, the cornhole fishing gear, or Crappie magnet, all that stuff's right there. And Brushpile also has a store right online that you can order a lot of this stuff from as well. So we're going to get ready to fry up a bunch of these crappie.
Yes, we are.
Well, let's talk about the conservation effort here that was made this weekend. So we probably caught well over 300 crappie, and all but 50 were returned back to the wild, from what I understand. So we're going to continue to make this the hollow ground of Dale Hollow and continue to grow, so we can come back year after year after year. And I have heard low whispers that this event possibly might be open to some youngsters next year, because we would really like to continue to grow that Take a Kid Fishing initiative. It's big in the bass fishing world, and we're trying to get that over here in the crappie fishing world too, as well as the women's initiative too. We'd like to see some women in the crappie world, and with iBass we have sponsored a ton of women anglers, and hope to look forward to that in the future as well. But we're going to wrap it up here, guys, coming to you from Cedar Hill Marina. Dennis, thank you for everything, Denny, everything you've done this weekend. Thank you to Preston, Marcus, Buzz, and the rest of the Brushpile family, and all their sponsors as well. We look forward to seeing you in the great state of Pennsylvania here really soon, and we hope to get some calls in. Maybe we get another podcast in. Absolutely. We'll get Mitch in. We're going to work out all the details, but thank you for your time this afternoon.
Do it, brother. Let's
and more importantly, thank you for your friendship.
You too.
Catch him up.
All right.